What if I told you that AJ Lee, yes, AJ freaking Lee, might be on the verge of stepping back into the WWE ring? What if I told you that after almost a decade away from in-ring competition, we might finally get one more match? Not a fantasy booking, not a cameo or Hall of Fame red carpet appearance, but an actual match. Sounds crazy, right? But it might not be as far-fetched as you think, because one rising WWE star just put it all out there, and she thinks she can make it happen. Let's rewind the clock. AJ Lee hasn't wrestled since 2015. That's WrestleMania 31. You remember it, she teamed with Paige, now known as Saraya in AEW, and took on the Bella Twins. That was a huge deal at the time, a big moment for women's wrestling, and just like that, AJ quietly stepped away. She had a tag match on Raw the next night, and then she was gone. No farewell speech, no retirement tour, she just dipped. Since then, there's always been speculation. Is she coming back? Will she make an appearance at some point? Will another promotion snag her for a comeback match? Fans hoped AEW would lure her in, especially when CM Punk, her husband, joined them in 2021. That felt like a possible window, but nothing happened. Punk even said in interviews that AJ makes her own decisions. You'd have to ask her. He said, I don't speak for her, and she's been pretty clear herself. She said she's done, but in the way wrestlers say they're done. You know what I mean, never say never. And in this business, that's practically a wink and a nod. Still, it's been a long time, nearly 10 years. A lot of fans think the ship has sailed. She had injuries, neck issues, and she's been busy outside of wrestling too. She's written a memoir, worked on projects like Women of Wrestling and Heels alongside Stephen Amell. So yeah, she's been adjacent to wrestling, but in terms of a match? Nope, nothing. Until now, the talk has been mostly fan-driven. Until now. Because someone within WWE just threw AJ Lee's name out there, not just in passing, but as a dream opponent. That person is none other than Roxanne Perez, one of the youngest stars on the main roster today. A breakout from NXT. Perez has been turning heads with her grit, her speed, and her hunger. And in a recent interview with Sports Illustrated, she made it clear she wants AJ Lee in the ring. She didn't hedge her words. She said, absolutely, AJ Lee is. That could be my retirement match. To be honest, she's definitely my dream match, and I have a feeling that that could happen. If she comes back, please come back. Now, pause and think about that. This isn't a random podcast host or fantasy booker saying it. This is someone on the WWE payroll. Someone young, someone rising, and someone whose voice is gaining weight backstage. And she's not alone. There's been talk for years. People like Cora Jade have openly expressed their love for AJ Lee. CM Punk himself has acknowledged that WWE superstars have asked him to talk to his wife. Not a rumor, that's from Punk's own mouth. Talent in WWE is actively encouraging a comeback. That matters. And here's another interesting layer. WrestleVotes, the insider Twitter account known for pretty accurate behind-the-scenes info, answered a fan Q/A earlier this year. They were asked if AJ Lee might ever return to WWE. The response? WWE would absolutely welcome her back. Now, to some people, that might seem obvious, but it's important to understand why that needed to be said. AJ Lee left WWE under complex circumstances. It wasn't just her injuries or burnout. Her departure came around the same time CM Punk exited, and we all know how messy that situation got. Legal threats, podcast shoot interviews, WWE's doctor suing Punk. AJ even wore a Legalize Equality shirt on Raw that made waves. She didn't go quietly, and for a while, it felt like there might be real tension, like maybe that door was closed. But time heals, and money talks. WWE is a business, and AJ Lee is still one of the most recognizable names of the last 15 years in women's wrestling. Her crazy chick character, the skipping, the mic skills, those are etched in fans' memories. So yes, WWE would welcome her back. The question isn't if WWE wants her. The real question is, does she want them? And that brings us back to the idea of a return. Not an appearance, a return. Let's be honest, nobody wants a one-off red carpet cameo. No fan is clamoring to see AJ Lee wave to the crowd at the Hall of Fame and then disappear again. We want the boots, the wristbands, the iconic theme song, the moment where she walks through the curtain, eyes locked in, ready to fight. That's the moment we're chasing. Now, how realistic is it? Let's break it down. First, physically, it's tricky. AJ Lee's neck issues were serious enough to keep her away from wrestling for almost 10 years. Coming back would take training, clearance, and a lot of personal reflection. She's not old, she's only in her late 30s, but it's not about age. It's about wear and tear, and desire. Second, does she even want to come back? That's the wild card. She seems happy doing what she's doing. She's got other passions, and unlike a lot of wrestlers, she left on her own terms. That's rare. Would she undo that for one more match? But third, and this is key, the opportunity right now is unique. For the first time since 2015, CM Punk is back in WWE. That changes everything. The idea of a mixed tag match, Punk and AJ versus literally anyone, is more possible now than ever. And it writes itself. They've never teamed in WWE. Never. Imagine the story: Punk's final run, AJ's final match, one night only. Add in someone like Roxanne Perez or even Bayley, Becky, or Zelina Vega, there's history there. You have options. Even if it's not a mixed tag, a singles match against someone like Roxanne makes sense. It's new blood versus legend. It's everything WWE loves to promote: legacy, inspiration, respect, passing the torch. And Roxanne is the perfect person to make that case. She grew up watching AJ. She idolizes her. She's been clear about that since day one. So what would it take? Here's the most likely path. WWE plans something for WrestleMania or even Royal Rumble. CM Punk is already a centerpiece again. Maybe he gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. Who inducts him? Paul Heyman? Sure, but AJ Lee? That would be poetic. Then, she appears on Raw, gets face-to-face with someone like Roxanne. The promo writes itself. From there, a match is teased, and if she feels up to it, boom, one final performance. But let's not sugarcoat it. This is still a long shot, a hopeful one, because we know how this business works. Injuries happen, plans change, politics rear their heads, and just because fans want something doesn't mean it always happens. But hope? That's what wrestling is built on. Hope is what fuels every surprise return, every comeback pop, every "oh my god, she's back" moment. So can we get AJ Lee back in WWE? Can we see her step into the ring just once more? Not for nostalgia, not for merch, but for the story, for the fans, for herself. At the end of the day, that's the question we need to ask. And while we're asking, maybe it's okay to dream, because dreaming is what keeps wrestling alive. Dreaming is what brought back Edge. Dreaming is what brought back Punk. Dreaming might just bring back AJ Lee too. So here's to the dream: one more match, one more entrance, one more story. Come on, AJ, let's do this.